Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heartfelt Crochet's live stream. And today I am talking about all things St. Patrick's Day. I went ahead and I made some things for myself and for my household, and I want to share them with you today. But first off, I want to talk a little bit about I'm kind of niching down on my crochet channel. I'm niching down quite a bit, and I want to talk just a little bit about that. But first, I want to see who is here. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for joining again. How are you doing? You doing good? Thought I'd give you just a second to reply how you're doing. But while you're doing that, I am going to talk a little bit about my niching down. So you've been watching my channel for a while, Dawn, and you know that I kind of am all over the place because I cover all things crochet. And you're doing fine. Great. I'm glad you're doing fine. So am I. I cover all things crochet. I'm all over the place. One day I'll do some tutorials, and the next day I'll do look what I've made, and it could be an amigurumi project or traditional crochet project. I could do some holiday gift ideas, and I'm kind of all over the place. And my channel is growing slow. So I was thinking about it, and it's like, how can I niche down? Well, I used to love granny squares, but then they kind of bored me because there wasn't a huge variety, and that was decades ago. But now there is such a huge variety of granny squares. And I've fallen in love all over again. And there are so many things. The project possibilities that you can make with granny squares is ginormous. And so I decided that's what I'm going to do. I am going to niche down to everything granny squares. Granted, here and there, I might end up throwing in a tutorial for those beginners that are just learning how to crochet and teach them how to do a stitch, or if I come across a new stitch pattern. But for the most part, 80% of my channel is going to be about granny squares. And I'll still have some holiday gift ideas, but it'll be mostly about granny squares, what you can make with granny squares. And I'll have different tutorials on what you can make with granny squares. And I'm kind of excited about that niching down. So what do you think, Dawn, of granny squares? Do you like granny squares? I went ahead and I created a granny square. You do love that idea. Good. I'm glad. It looks like it's just you and me so far. No one else has joined us yet. I hope that more will join us as we go, but we're only like 4 minutes in, so let's give them some time. But I'm going to go ahead and I am going to get started with the things that I have made for myself for St. Patrick's Day, for my household, and for myself. For my, I'm Irish. My maiden name is Sheehan, and my ancestors are from Ireland. And that was my dad, and my grandmother is Scottish. So I'm a little bit of both, but I feel a strong tie to Ireland. So I celebrate the holiday. Let's go ahead and get started with this granny square. that I made. So it's a little bit different. The center has a 4-leaf clover. I was thinking about doing it using just the 3-leaf shamrock, but I decided to go with the 4-leaf clover for luck. And then in order to transition it into a square, the corners I started just with 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the corner. But then I had to, as you can see, there's 3 double crochets here. I had to go in the leaf, in the center of the leaves, and then in the other leaf in order to make that row before I made another corner. And then the third row is 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in this corner. And then in this first space is 2 double crochets. In the next space is 1 double crochet. And then in the next space is 1 double crochet. And the next space is 2 double crochets. So it actually has the illusion of 2 3 double crochets, but it's actually just 2, 1, 1, and 2. And then just your regular rows of granny squares. You can't see the square. Did I put it too close to the screen? Did I put it way too close? Oh, is that better? Can you see it now? Okay, let's try that again. I apologize. So here is the 4 shamrocks that I was talking about. And then the 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet. I'm trying to hold it so you can see. We have 1 double crochet in this leaf, 1 double crochet in the center of the leaves, and 1 double crochet in this leaf, and then back to the corners. And then you can see the illusion of the 3 double crochets on the next row, but is actually 2 double crochets, then 1, 1, and 2 double crochets with your 3 double crochets in the corner. And then the other 2 are just the regular rounds. The other 2 rounds are regular granny square. And then I ended it, I thought it kind of looked like a Celtic knot. And I did a border of single crochet, chain 1 all around. And it kind of gave it a little bit of that Celtic rope look. So that is my granny square for St. Patrick's Day that I designed. And holding it up to the camera, that was quite the arm workout. Okay. So it looks like it's still you and me, Dawn. Got a cup of coffee? You gonna join me for a cup of coffee? Okay. And then next, I designed, there was quite a few things that I saw online for designing a shamrock, and I really didn't care for them, so I decided that I was going to go ahead and I was going to make my own. And this is what I came up with for a shamrock. A little out of focus. There we go. And I have a tutorial that is going to be airing on this Thursday. This Thursday will be a tutorial on this little shamrock. And it's a little applique that you can sew on a bunch of different projects. And that's what's coming up next. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I put the applique on. Let me go ahead and look through the comments really quick and see if anybody else joined us. Nope. Okay. That's okay. I am enjoying myself just with you, Dawn. That's okay. So I love plants, and I have this small plant that I had made a um, pot holder for Valentine's Day, and I had just put a little heart applique on it. Well, I interchanged it with the shamrock applique, and that is that in my little plant. And I also have a tutorial for this basket as well. And then you can just have separate appliques and just change them out. Let me take this out so I can show you. I attached it with a safety pin so that you can just change it up for different holidays. So that was the second thing that I made. And then for a little holiday decoration from my house, I made this little leprechaun's pot of gold. Now all I got to do is crochet the little amigurumi leprechaun to sit next to it. I haven't done that yet. I didn't have time to do that before this live, but I'm in hopes to do that to add to this decoration for my house. So it's a little pot of gold, and the little gold coins, are just a magic ring with 6 single crochets. Let me back up just a little bit. It's not focusing. Hold on. Let's see if this is, let's get it into focus. It's a magic ring with 6 single crochets and then an increase around 2 single crochets in each stitch, and that's it for the gold coin. And I stuffed this pot with polyfill stuffing. Hi, Mary. Thank you for joining. You missed out on quite a bit. Dawn, if you don't mind, I am just going to show her the couple things that I showed you already to catch her up. So I was just telling Dawn that I created this shamrock or 4-leaf clover granny square, and I'm going to be having a tutorial on that coming up, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. I'm going to have a tutorial on this particular granny square. It is a little bit different in turning this into a square around that 4-leaf clover. So I was sharing that with Dawn, and then I was just telling her that I crocheted this little shamrock applique that I have a tutorial coming on this coming Thursday on this applique, and you can just go ahead and sew it on a whole bunch of different projects. So for those who are just popping in, you can watch the replay to see what I've already talked about. And hi, Gloria. Thank you for joining. Welcome to Heartfelt Crochets. And then I was sharing that I had made this little black pot of gold coins, and I have yet to go ahead and make the little amigurumi leprechaun that I want to make for my household decoration to go along with this, but I didn't have time to do it before the live. But I did make this pot, and I have the pattern on Etsy for this pot and the coins if you want to go over and check that out. Okay, and then next I have my favorite water bottle. It's this huge thing, and I try to drink at least 1.5 to 2 of these a day. I'm not always successful, but so I decided instead of just those regular cup cozies that you see for coffee mugs, that I was going to make myself a cozy or a sleeve, if you will, for St. Patrick's Day. And here is this. And I went again and again, the applique I just sewed on, and it would be real simple just if I wanted to, just to cut the threads on the inside that I sewed it on with, and add a different applique for a different holiday. But I don't think I'd really want to do that because these are so easy to make. As you can see, they're all double crochets, so easy, and it's just a few decreases to make it a little tighter too, because this is an odd shape. It kind of narrows as it goes down. So this was a really quick, easy thing to do. If you know somebody that is constantly getting coffees like at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or just the local convenience store, you know, these are really cute and they're quick and easy to make. And then let's read some comments. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for saying that it's cute and pretty. And I want to back up just a little bit before I show you the last thing that I made for St. Patrick's Day. And I want to tell you, Mary, that you have been, both of you and Dawn have been watching me for quite a long time. And you know that my crochet channel has been about anything and everything when it comes to crochet. And I've kind of been, my channel's been growing a little slower than I would like. So in thinking about it and talking it over with my husband, I decided to niche way down. And I used to love granny squares. They kind of bored me after a while because there wasn't a huge variety way back in the day. But now there is so many different types of granny squares that I have a refound love for them and have been going crazy with granny squares. So I decided to niche my channel down to all about granny squares. But there's so many things I can talk about when it comes to granny squares. So don't worry, I'm not going to be limited. There's so many things that I'm still going to do gift ideas and tutorials and I kind of got stumped. Gift ideas, tutorials, actual patterns that I'm going to design for different granny squares. If I can kind of my comfort zone, what I can design myself for different granny squares that haven't been thought of yet. That's going to be a challenge because there are so many granny squares out there. But I'm up for the challenge. So anyway, I'm hoping that by niching down to everything granny squares, that YouTube is going to find a lot more people to show my channel to and help me grow. So that brings me to the last thing that I made, and I incorporated little granny squares in with 4-leaf clovers, and I made myself this cute little adorable headband. Isn't it cute? And what's really cool is here in Maine, in the month of March, it is still really cold. And these cover my ears. And because they're made out of worsted yarn, it's going to keep my ears warm. So it's a win-win for me. Get to keep my ears warm and get to have this cute little accessory to wear on St. Patrick's Day. Thank you, Mary. I love it too. So that's all I had to share as far as what I made for my household and for um my personal things, you know, with this and the headband. Um so let's talk a little bit. Are any of you guys Irish? Do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. I want to know. Is anybody Irish besides me? I know it's not St. Patrick's Day yet, not until, you know, a couple more weeks, but because of the live and because of the theme, I decided that I would wear green, and I have my little Celtic knot earrings in. And I guess I can put this on to be a little bit more festive while you guys are telling me if you are Irish or not. What nationality are you? If you're not Irish, what nationality are you? I'm curious. I'd like to know while I go ahead and tie this, and hopefully I won't tie my hair in there because that's going to pull. That'll hurt. You know what I think I'm going to do? I am going to tie the bow first, and then I'll just pull it over my hair after. Okay. Let's take my glasses off real quick. Cute. Now I'm really festive. Okay, so, well, I'm from the good old USA too, but my dad is Irish, my mom's French, so my nationality is Irish and French and Scottish, and I'm a mutt really, Irish, Scottish, French, Native American, or Indigenous, as they say nowadays. But I'm born and raised in the USA. Dawn, you're Irish? You don't celebrate it? Well, a lot of people don't. It's no big deal. And Gloria, if you are still here, what nationality are you? If you don't mind sharing. Thank you. I think it looks good. I like it. Maybe I could have went just a little bit smaller, but like I said, it's big enough that it's going to keep my ears warm. I can't believe that we've been on here for 25 minutes already. I don't know if I have enough to go for the whole entire hour. I am African American. That's awesome. That is awesome. Were you born in the USA, or were you born elsewhere? I have some neighbors that are from Nigeria. They are wicked nice people. She has this little boy named Diamond. He is the cutest little thing. All right. So, who is willing to have a little bit of a trivia on St. Patty's Day? You don't have to be Irish, from Nebraska and live in Illinois. Nebraska. That's cool. I've never been to Nebraska. I've never been to Illinois either. The states that I have been to, because I'm born and raised in Maine, and then going down the line, I've been to New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, been through New York, but never stopped in New York, I lived in Tennessee, I lived in Texas, and I lived in Alabama for a while. That's when my ex-husband was in the military. And I've been through a lot of states, in traveling to Tennessee and Texas, but I'm a Mainer through and through. Every once in a while, you probably will be able to pick up my Maine accent. I'm Mainer. All right. So I have a few trivia questions. My parents were married on St. Patrick's Day in 1963. That is so cool. What a day to get married on. That's awesome. I was like, let's see, 2.5. I was like 2.5 when your parents got married. Yep. That revealed my age. Okay. Trivia question number 1. What country is St. Patrick's Day associated with? Everybody knows this one. Everybody knows all of these answers, I think, if you know anything about St. Patrick's Day. You don't have to be Irish and you don't have to celebrate it. So what country is St. Patrick's Day associated with? I will give you a couple minutes to answer, and then I will throw the answer out there. And you don't necessarily have to answer if you don't want to, but I'm going to give you a couple minutes anyway to answer. Dawn says she's living in Texas now. Dawn says Ireland. When I lived in Texas, I lived in Copper's Cove. Gloria says Ireland as well, Northern Ireland. Mary, do you have a guess? Well, Dawn and Gloria, you are correct. The country that St. Patrick's Day is associated with is Ireland, all of Ireland. Question number 2. What color is traditionally worn on St. Patrick's Day? I just gave that away when I said what I was wearing. But we all know that anyway. Like I said, we all know the answer. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to play this little trivia game. What color is traditionally worn on St. Patrick's Day? Patty Green, Gloria says. And Mary says green. And Dawn, what say ye? Green. And ding, 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 you all are correct. Okay. Question number 3. What plant did St. Patrick supposedly use to explain the Holy Trinity? Now, this one could take a little thought, because if you don't know anything about the Holy Trinity, but what plant is associated, with St. Patrick's Day? So think about that. Gloria says the shamrock. What plant did St. Patrick supposedly use to explain the Holy Trinity? And the Trinity is it's 3. So that's a little bit of a hint too, if you don't know. Dawn says shamrock. Is Mary going to answer? Come on, Mary. Have fun. I think it's fun. I like playing these little games. It kind of helps pass the time on the hour of the live. And it kind of gets us talking a little bit. Okay. And Mary says the shamrock. So again is ding, 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 ding. You all are correct. Okay, so question number 4, and there's 8 questions, by the way. Question number 4 is, what date is St. Patrick's Day celebrated on? What date? I'm going to take a drink while you guys type out your answer. Most people know that it's in March, but March what? It's the same day every year. What is the date that St. Patrick's Day is celebrated on? Gloria and Mary say March 17th. Waiting on Dawn's answer. Is it March 17th? Is it March 15th? What is it? Gonna make you think about it now. What is it, Dawn? March 17th, Dawn says. Ding, 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 ding. You get them all correct again. All right. Looks like you guys know quite a bit about St. Patrick's Day. Number 5. What mythical creature is often associated with St. Patrick's Day? What mythical creature is often associated with St. Patrick's Day? And I just realized that I'm sitting quite a ways away from my microphone. Are you guys hearing me okay? Do I sound too much in the distance, or am I too loud? Just right? What is it? Okay, Gloria says leprechaun. What mythical creature is often associated with St. Patrick's Day? I'm good? The audio's good? Thank you. Mary says that I'm okay. Dawn says the leprechaun. And Mary, you didn't give an answer for the mystical creature. Do you want to give an answer? I'll ask the question one more time. What mythical creature is often associated with St. Patrick's Day? Oh, wait. Yep. Okay, all 3 of you have answered, and you are all correct once again. Leprechaun is the creature for sure. We all know that little being. All right. Question number 6 is, what is the name of the famous stone you kiss for luck in Ireland? Do we know this one? This one's a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult. What is the name of the famous stone you kiss for luck in Ireland? Gloria says the Blarney Stone. What is the name of the famous stone you kiss for luck in Ireland? Dawn also says the Blarney Stone. Mary, what do you think? What's the name of the stone, do you think? Is it the Blarney Stone? Blarney certainly sounds Irish, huh? Try to say that with the little Irish accent. We have the Blarney Stone. The little roll the tongue, the Blarney Stone. Okay. So, doesn't look like Mary's going to answer this one. So, yes, Dawn and Mary, you are correct. It is, oh, wait. Mary just answered. And I'm not sure if you meant to type the Blamby Stone. Did you mean to type the Blarney Stone, Mary? If so, you are all correct again. Number 7. This is just the last 2 questions, you guys. What is in the leprechaun's pot at the end of the rainbow? Something that we all wish that we had. I know I do. It would help a lot. What is in the leprechaun's pot at the end of the rainbow? Gloria says gold coins. And of course, I just showed the pot that I crocheted. And gold, Mary says. And we are waiting on Dawn's answer. What is in the leprechaun's pot at the end of the rainbow? And then we only have one question, gold coins. Yep. Something that we probably all wish that we could have a little bit of. Okay, number 8. This is the last trivia question. What are the colors of Ireland's flag? That one's a little bit tricky too. But if you think about it, what are all the decoration colors that you see for St. Patrick's Day? There's 3 colors. Well, one of them is a color technically. 3 colors. Green, white, and orange, Gloria says. I'm going to scroll up the comments really quick because I want to check something out. Mary says green, white, and orange. And that is correct. You could also say green, white, and gold because it's kind of a little bit. I guess it all depends on what you see in pictures. Some pictures it really looks like gold, but orange is correct. Okay. Let's talk a little bit crochet just for a second. If you were to crochet a granny square for St. Patrick's Day, which one of these 4 things would you choose to design a granny square? Would you choose to design a granny square for St. Patrick's Day? Would you choose to include a shamrock, a rainbow, a gold center, or Ireland's flag colors? So if you were to design a St. Patrick's Day granny square, what would you include out of these 4 choices? A shamrock, B, a rainbow, C, a gold center, or D, Ireland's flag colors? So Gloria says the flag colors, and Mary says the rainbow. Dawn, I'm not sure what IE is. Was that just a mistake in your fingers going crazy on your keyboard? Well, that was all that I had written down that I wanted to do for today's tutorial, was to show you what I had made and the fun trivia questions, and really wanted to touch base on the niching down. I really hope that I don't lose a lot of subscribers by niching down to granny square. Okay, Dawn says flag color or shamrock is what she would use in a granny square. Nice. So a lot of people aren't into granny squares, so I'm really hoping that I don't lose a lot of viewers. But I am going to continue to have tutorials on certain stitch patterns, and I'll still throw some different gift ideas. I'm still going to be doing some amigurumi as well, because you wouldn't believe the really neat looking amigurumi animals that you can make with granny squares. It's pretty cool. I was checking them out. It's like, wow, I never even crossed my mind, because I was into making amigurumi for quite a while when I first started my channel. And then I ended up, getting into some traditional crochet as well. But I never thought of making amigurumi animals out of granny squares. And they are pretty neat looking, and they're ideal for little decorative additions, if you will, in like nurseries or children's rooms, or even in, if somebody, say you're a elephant lover or a bear lover, and you make an amigurumi stuffed animals, amigurumi stuffed elephant or stuffed bear out of granny square, and then you put it in your living room. Can you imagine the conversation piece that would be, especially if you made it in bright colors? I can't wait to try that out. That's going to be really neat. What do you think about my channel, niching down to all about granny squares? Give me your honest opinion. What do you think? Because for those of you, Gloria's new here. She just found the channel. But Mary and Dawn, you've been here for a while. Are you still going to follow me? Or you're not into granny squares? Be honest. I really want to know. I am waiting for your honest feedback in the comments. While I'm waiting, I also wanted to let you know too, I had this dream last night. God is good, and I'm glad that I listened. I had this dream last night that everything went wrong when it came to doing my live today. I waited to the very last minute. In my dream, I waited to the very last minute. And because I waited to the very last minute, things didn't go right when it come time to go live. And it was 10 minutes in, and people were just dropping off because my live just wasn't going right. So I woke up this morning going, what the heck was that all about? Maybe I better do a little bit of preparation ahead of time today. So this morning I got right on it. Lo and behold, my camera kept disconnecting from StreamYard, which is the software that I use for streaming live. And the camera just kept disconnecting from the live software. It kept losing its connection. And no matter what I did, it did that like 4 times. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do if all of a sudden my camera isn't working when I want to go live? Well, after doing a lot of, unplugging and replugging and rebooting my computer a couple of times, it finally worked. And what a scare that was, though. Holy moly. I'm glad I listened. All right, so let's read a couple of answers to the question that I just asked about niching down. Thank you, Gloria. I am glad. Gloria says that would be pretty. It would be nice. It's up to you. I'm here till the wheels fall off. It's your channel. Do what you like. Well, yes, it is my channel. And yes, I'm going to do what I think is best for my channel. But this channel is about giving you guys what you want, what you're looking for in crochet. This isn't all about me. The reason why that I have this channel is for you guys. So feedback is really important. It isn't all, if I just wanted to do just what I wanted, then it wouldn't matter if I got any views or not. But this is about how many people I can help, and how many people would be interested in one particular certain thing that I can really help them with, in giving them ideas or teaching them how to do something, crochet patterns and so forth. Mary says, I love them. Yes, she loves granny squares. I love you too, Mary. Thank you. I knew I could count on you. You are a diehard fan. And Dawn, you've been around for almost as long as Mary, and I think you're going to stick around too. And I've really, really enjoyed your comments, and I really appreciate your support. Mary, I agree. I feel like I have made quite a few friends on this channel in communicating with you guys through comments. I feel like I have gotten to know quite a few of you on a personal level, and that's what I love. That's one of the things that I love about this job and this craft and this hobby. And that is the reason why I am going to continue, because I am making friends and I am helping people along the way. Well, I have got, looks like 10 minutes left, but unless you guys have some questions for me, I've kind of run out of ideas for today. I don't want to cut it short, so let me know if you have some questions to throw at me, and I would be more than happy to answer them. Otherwise, I am afraid that you guys are going to get dead air, and I don't want to do that to you. So think of something that you would like to know. Excuse me. Wow, I got a frog in my throat all of a sudden. I need a drink. Hold on. I guess from talking almost an hour straight, you kind of start to lose your voice. So, yeah. Okay. How long have you been crocheting? Gloria asks. I started crocheting when I was 8 years old. So if I was to do the math really quick, that would be 53 years. I have taken breaks along the way, where, you know, I'd go several years without crocheting and I'd pick it up again, and then I'd go several years without crocheting, I'd pick it up again. But I always loved crochet. The variety of things that you can, back when I started crocheting, it seemed to be an awful lot of granny squares, traditional granny squares, and a lot of Afghans, a lot of baby booties and sweaters and bonnets. And nowadays, there's such a huge variety of things that you can crochet that I'm finding myself just loving crochet all over again. There's no way that you can get bored. If you get tired of doing one thing, you just find another thing to do, like the amigurumi for a while, and then traditional crochet, and now back to granny squares. I mean, I just am so fascinated with the things that they have nowadays. But my mom taught me when I was 8 years old, and she was big time into making baby sets of the baby Afghan and the booties and the sweater and the bonnet. And she taught me how to crochet making the booties. That was my first thing that I crocheted, was booties. Baby booties. Any other questions? How long have you been crocheting, Gloria? You've been at this for a while, or is this new for you? I absolutely love that there are so many young people that are just learning how to crochet today, that are finding what am I looking to say? They're finding the passion of the craft. And I don't think crochet and knitting will ever die off. And this is a perfect generation for the craft, because like I said, there's just so many different things that a beginner can learn. And there's so many different ways to learn. There's so many different ways of holding a hook. It used to be way back in the day, no, this is how you hold the hook. And that period. And this is how you hold the yarn, period. But now there are so many different ways that you can hold the yarn and hold the hook. It's whatever works for you that gives you the best tension and gives you the most comfort, and you love the way your projects turn out, then that's all that matters. Let's see. Mary says she made a lot of baby sets. I still find myself wanting to make baby sets when like I'm expecting my third great grandchild. She's going to be born in May, and I'm wanting to crochet a baby set, but it's going to have to be something really unique and modern, or the kids just don't put it on the babies nowadays. So I have been finding myself making the little tiny crocheted sneakers. And I just shared a tutorial back 6 months ago when my great-granddaughter was born. Actually, it was 6 months ago, on the things that I crocheted for the baby shower. I'll go ahead and link that in the replay video. So if you want to watch it, you can watch that. Let's see. I was taught by my cousin at 11, and I'm 59, so it's been over 42 years. Wow, you've been crocheting for a long time as well. I took an 11-year hiatus with my mom. Oh, well, my mom passed away back in 2018. I'm sorry for your loss. I know that that is one of the most difficult things ever. I lost my mom 11 years ago this April, and it doesn't get any easier. No, ma'am. And it's my business instead of also being a hobby. That's awesome. So what do you do for a crochet business? Do you have a YouTube channel? Tell me, because if you do, I want to go over and check it out and subscribe to your channel as well. So what do you do for a crochet business? You got to tell me quick. We have 3 minutes left. She passed in 2008, and I started back in 2018. I see. Gotcha. Yeah, so you took 10 years. Yeah. So what do you do for business? Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. I want to know. I'm excited. Do you like make items for people? Do you do custom orders? Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. I design and sell my creations. What's your YouTube channel? I'm going to write this down. I'm excited. Tell me your YouTube channel, please. And you do custom orders. That's a lot of work doing custom orders and having to get it all shipped out and everything. YouTube channel, please, Gloria. Is it the Gloria J? I'm not even going to try to say that. Is it your handle that I'm seeing right now? Is that your channel? Or is it something different? It is. Oh no, what happened? Okay, I lost my comments there for a minute. Okay. MZ Glows Crochet Creations. Let me write that down. Glow Crochet Creations. Gloria J. Bowman. I'm going to have to go check it out. All right, ladies, thank you for joining me today. That is the end of today's live. I hope that you continue to watch my channel throughout the month. And the first Tuesday of next month, I will be back for another live. And be sure to come watch all of my videos, and we will continue our conversation in the comments. So until next time, bye.